Okay.
Just hands. Just hands. Just hands with her.
We are live. Okay. Everyone, we are just having a blast here without you, but we thought we would bring everyone in to join us right now. And we've got a lot of people out there. You guys should all be able to see the comments to your whatever site it's on for you. Just click on the word comments. You'll be able to see everything over there. And then if we have time, we might take some questions because there'll be a lot of different questions with this panel here today. And I am so excited to have all of you here. This is such an honor. Catherine, I haven't seen you in so long. Oh my goodness. Dani, I talk to you often. And then of course,
the invisible man.
Hello.
That's his invisible man.
Yeah, look, good, isn't it?
That's better. You look better like that, Mark. Keep that flattery.
Oh, did you drop these, Catherine? I just found these.
Yeah. Hey, do you know what this means, Janine, and to all the Americans? This is a very naughty word.
Is it really?
It is not.
It's not peace. It's not peace.
No, this comes from 1066, doesn't it, Dani?
Yeah.
When the French when they had their fingers chopped off, so they couldn't do that, and they do this to go, you've got no fingers.
Oh,
well,
wow.
that's not even it. This means F off. This means F off. That's what we do
it that way. Oh yeah, you are. It's the camera. It's
yeah.
Yeah.
We'd be like this at school. You'd be like, ooh. We'd be like, remember this? Yeah. Do you remember that?
I spent a lot of time outside the classroom for this.
Me too.
All right. So I am not responsible for these three guests at any point in time, and all comments and concerns are reflected upon them and not turn the page. I am truly loving this. And by the way, back in the day, the Italians used to do this.
Yeah. That means
the same thing.
Wait, Mark's gone. Right. Should I tell you what he's really like? He's gone.
Right.
Let's. Oh, no. Hi, Mark. Love you.
I just had to pay for the takeaway.
So anyways, what I'd like to do is, because this is the first time ever to have Mr. Mark Attwood on here, and I'm so honored to have you. My God, you are a mover and shaker in the spiritual world, as these other two guests are. But I am honored because this is the first time that you're on Turn the Page. Thank you so much for honoring us and all the people that follow us here with us. And I'm going to go around, and I'm going to start with Mark. If you would just introduce yourself to anyone that may not know you. Possibilities.
Right, my name is Mark. I'm an alcoholic.
Catherine, what about you?
I make fun of alcoholics.
Oh, well, I'm the future Miss Daniel Craig. That's all I need to say. What else is there? So, yeah. Obviously, I've got an existing husband, but I've got my commune all set up for that. So, one room for Mark, one room for Daniel. What could be better?
Oh, my God.
And then, of course, we have the one, the only, Dani Henderson. And she's always got a sidekick with her, but I'll let her introduce that sidekick shortly. And, Dani, do you want to tell everyone about you? You're your little Tara on there.
I would say to people hello, and it's lovely to be on your channel again, Janine, and lovely to be hanging out with my friends Catherine Edwards and Mark Attwood. We were texting all over the weekend. It's just so nice, I think, for people to see that there's a lot of bullshittery happening out there in the world, and that to show solidarity, that we love each other and we're all friends together. I think that's a really nice thing for people to know, and that we don't agree with everything that each other says. We don't agree with all of our guests, but that's all right. It doesn't matter. We didn't sign up to put ourselves out on YouTube to win friends and subs, and you know what I mean? It's to bring what we think is important, but we can stand strong in our friendships and be good with that. I think that's a really important thing to say. And then also that this is my sidekick, because I'm a saddo and I haven't got a boyfriend.
I can't think why.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. What? Look, see?
Oh, she's gone.
Oh, hello. Now you see me, now you don't.
I didn't want to know what you were doing with your fart one then, but
oh my God, yeah. No, I'm just
now that's
about
magic.
The boyfriend. It is magic, it is. Yeah, so no, it's just a beautiful thing, and I'm really happy to be with the four of us today. America, Costa Rica, and the two England and Ireland, or 4 different countries that we're all living in. That's just amazing, isn't it? It's bonkers.
Yes,
It's bonkers. And overnight, I go all over the place. But Janine, what's happening with you? Because I want to hear your news and everything as well before we get stuck in.
Well, I started a new channel because Turn the Page kind of went in all different directions, and it just got, the energies of it got chaotic. I lost my place, so I started another channel called Energy Healing and Teachings, and it's just about exactly what it's saying. So that's going to give me more of a focused line, and I'm bringing in anybody, all light workers to come in. And it's just to educate people in general. We go back to the basics, we go to advanced stuff, and so that's one of the things that I've been doing. Besides it being extremely hot, I'm in the southern United States. It's been 100 degrees. I kind of get out on the water and, just do, stuff like that for the summertime. But other than that, I'm just plugging away like you guys are all the time, and hopefully helping humanity one show at a time, right?
Oh, I love that. I love the fact that so many of us are actually really focusing the energies on what we can do to help and everything. My computer's so small, I'm going to have to put my glass on. Hi, Kelly.
Me too.
No, that's really lovely to hear that, because I think that's so important that, everyone's sharing their knowledge and all the amazing tools, techniques, products, whatever it might be, whatever resonates with people that they can do to uplift their lives and us all lift that vibration.
Yes, definitely. We're all on it. We all signed up for this at the same time, no matter, like Dani was saying, indifferent and not indifferent. It doesn't matter. It's kind of like, we have to accept this all, and there's no more division. Somebody carries a fart gun, you don't hold any judgment against them.
Yeah. Yeah. You just think, oh, bless them, move along, keep walking, no eye contact.
So let's see Mark, we really didn't hear from you. If you want to go back and just let everyone, get a good understanding of who you are.
Okay, my name's Mark Attwood. I was born in 1969 in England. I've got no voice currently at the moment because I smoke too much, probably. I've also got a demonic attacks on my voice. My YouTube channel's been banned 3 weeks out of the last 4. This is kind of normal for me. I don't give a fuck, actually, because I'm on God's side. I'm here because I'm trying to save the children, because 22,000 children go missing every single day for the last 100 years at least. And that kind of makes me very angry. And my first memory was being recruited by demons in 1973. I told them to fuck off. I became a pilot in the RAF. I became a stand-up comedian, a journalist, and I'm currently a poet. And I talk on YouTube like this to beautiful women like this for fun.
That's fantastic. I love it that you've put your toe into a lot of different areas, because I think most of us here have done that. We didn't buy into the matrix mindsets that you go to school and you learn one thing, or you were like brainwashed to learn one thing. We just said we came here to play in this beautiful playground called planet Earth, and we're going to test. And we all have different essences of ourselves, right? And we draw from that on every single day. So one day if you feel like doing readings, or the next day you feel like reading a book or whatever it might be, that's who we are. We're multidimensional people, right?
Well, I knew when I was born immediately, this is my last time here, and I was like, right, I want to do everything, and so I've done pretty much everything, and all of those things add up to us being equipped with the skills to do the things that we're all doing now. And I don't just mean us on YouTube. I mean everybody who's part of this, because the vision I had 2 years ago, which I stick to, is that there's a multi-dimensional billions of pieces chessboard, and every human soul is being moved around on that chessboard precisely as is necessary to achieve the outcome, which is victory for the lights. And that's why I have complete confidence. I'm as comfy AF, and everything is going beautifully, however weird it seems, however scary it seems. And what I keep telling my kids is, look, there may be some big, really scary thing, and all your friends are going to be terrified quite soon. But chillax, because you're the eternal spirit anyway, so who cares?
Mark, I had somewhat of the same vision as that. I call them, everybody was a beacon of light, and we're all being asked to move almost like you said, like a chessboard. People are moving into certain places where the vibration is needed. And sometimes you don't even have to know what it is. It's just that your soul knows what it is when you make that move and that commitment to it, to whatever different place of this planet that you want to go to. And we are all beacons of light. We just have to show up.
Yeah. Just show up. That's what we do. And it goes.
Dani, what is your perspective?
I really, truly, at this stage of the movement of the ascension of the planet, that's what's happening. We can remove everything else, politics and aliens and all this. They all matter, of course, but you find some people getting into more of an extreme thought form. But if we just step back and we recognize that this beautiful planet Earth, this mother of all of us, she's literally ascending in the solar system. If we pull right back again and we view through the eyes of science, although that is a bit dodged here and there, but for this purpose of this one question, and we look through the eyes of science, where mathematically our planet was situated in this solar system, she has literally physically moved. Now, if we consider that we live on this gigantic sentient being, Mother Earth, where parts of her, it stands to reason if she's moving and ascending or upgrading, we're going to get upgraded too. We're going to be ascending too, so we can really come down to the most basic understanding of what is actually going on before we then step into different genres, different subject matters, different research, different study. But ultimately, as this sentient being is ascending and growing up, so are we, some of us.
Yeah, yeah. Catherine, what is your perspective?
My perspective at the moment is it's all about sovereignty. And I think what I want to do is thank everyone who's spoken up at this time and just get past the bullshit division and stuff. I'm very grateful for people that are still spreading awareness of what's going on. It's not where I'm at, because there's still people that need that information, and everyone's at their own unique journey. And for me, where I'm at, I'm here, and a bit like Mark said, from the moment I was here, I'm determined to make the best of every single day, live in gratitude, learn. My strap line is, really learning through curiosity, and that's what I do. I'm just going to keep asking questions. I was the naughty child at school that got moved to the back of the class because the teachers couldn't stand me near them. So I was so annoying asking questions. But I just want to encourage people to keep asking questions from a heart space, and to not get touched the detail. On my channel, one of the things I've been doing is reviewing the 4 agreements and the 5 agreements, a book on self-mastery. And I think it's never been more relevant. We're all seeing the world through our own lens. Mm-hmm. And I think it's really important that we start respecting that. But the other place I'm at, and I heard a really interesting thing recently, is I also think we need to damn good kick up the backside still as a human species. I hear people talking about, well, they're treating us like battery hens or farm animals. Well, therein lies the problem. If us humans stop treating other species on the planet like that, then perhaps we wouldn't be getting so much coming back at us. So I'm about barefoot, connection, dance in nature, have fun, live and learn. And get out there and do it, So yeah, that's why I'm at. Live life to the full. Every one of you, be curious, listen with a perspective to whoever or whatever, with a perspective of what can I take out of this, not what I can criticize.
Yeah, so I'm going to go the other direction where you guys are giving a lot of hope and stuff, but we're human, right? So I woke up this morning, and I'll share that I don't know what it was, but if you looked at me, I didn't like it. It's one of those kind of days, and it hit. But when you guys all came on here, I completely forgot about it. So what do you guys do, besides Catherine? We can see what she does to bounce back. So our energy might be off, right? So I'm thinking last night I was probably doing some traveling or what have you. So I had to call the essences of myself back, if you will, to get realigned. But when you do have some of those days that are off, and this is kind of like a personal thing, you don't have to share everything, but what do you guys do to get back in alignment with your true self?
Well, I'll say what I do. So one of the things I did it yesterday. I was really in a funk, I'm leaving Costa Rica. And so I'm like, okay, be a big girl. You got to pack a case. You got to get stuff together. And you're going back into this, into the world again. I've been here for 2 years, isolated in the jungle, and and so all these feelings came up. I'm like, right, what is that? What is that? What is that? Well, some of it was fear. Some of it was anger. Some of it was excitement. So I sat and I held each feeling. And we tend not to do that. Like literally sit with your sadness, sit with your rage. You don't have to go into a a full-on breakdown, but just, okay, great, a bug just landed there. Another reason why I'm leaving, kidding. But like, sit with your feelings, sit with it, honor it, and then go, okay, I'm just going to put you on the shelf and I am going to deal with you later. I'm going to sit with the anger, make some time and see what comes up. This is the greatest time of healing we've ever been given the opportunity. Going back to how the earth is literally ascending, so are we. The more that we don't look at the shadow, the dark side, the sadness, the secrets in the back of our own cupboards, the more we're going to have a tough time, like moving forward into a more loving, respectful lightness for ourselves. So I'll sit on the sofa, hold the feelings. Also, if I'm on YouTube and I'm feeling a bit down, I put in this all I put in is women falling over. It's one of the funniest things.
Great.
The funniest things I've ever seen. Because
Yeah.
you shift whatever you're in, when you laugh, fart gun or whatever, you shift from one state of being to another. And then you've got a different perspective mindset. The lower down we go, the harder it is for us to get up. So we need to find those quick things that trigger us back into a lightness, a laughter, a joy, a love, a happy tears that is going to make us, stand strong in ourselves. That's some of the things I do.
And Mark, what about you? What would you like to share? Are you like to share with us, Mark?
Yeah, sure.
He's not
What was
shy.
the shirt on? I start every day with gratitude. I've been doing that for a very long time. I sleep on a grounding sheet, so I'm grounding 9 hours a night.
Wow.
I stand outside in the grass barefoot. I do affirmations first thing in the morning. I make sure I take all the supplements I need to take, and I sit, like Dani said, if I've got, this is the story that will be told, I think, in the future about people like us, is that the hard work is not actually getting up and talking. The hard work is all the crap we've had to go through to get up and talk, because the spiritual attacks, the physical attacks, the AI attacks, I've had the fuel lines on my car cut. I've had PayPal closed down, YouTube closed down. That's nothing compared to the spiritual attacks. And I've just got to the point where I believe that all of these things temper us like steel. So the more, because I'm not scared of demons at all, right? Because everything that they have is based upon fear.
Mm-hmm.
And when you understand that and you see through that, they really get annoyed. So I just try to do stupid jokes. That's why I love these two, because they're two of the funniest women I've ever met. And because they hate that. They can't stand it. They can't stand creativity. They can't stand the fact that they can't get to you. So in a perverse way, I kind of see myself as the kind of guy who jumps in front of the bus so that I can tell everybody else what it's like. So I kind of like allowed myself. That's why my show's called Adventures in a Cosmic Suit, because it's just like I'm just sort of throwing myself out there and seeing what happens and not worrying about it too much. Because I've nearly died a number of times in this lifetime. I've experienced death multiple times. I'm not afraid of death. The only thing that bothers me about death is that I'd leave my kids behind, but that's still a grip that I have, because I was suicidal 4 years ago. For the first time in my life, I've always been incredibly optimistic, incredibly happy-go-lucky, successful in many ways, not without ups and downs like everybody, but I've had a very interesting life. I've traveled a lot of the world. I've done a lot of things, and I'm very grateful for all of that. But I understand. I'm an apocalyptimist. Okay, but the apocalypse is the revealing, and I'm very optimistic about the outcome. The journey is the interesting part. If I have a choice between a car, ferry, and a plane, I'll often take the ferry because I enjoy the journey. I don't necessarily like to just get there. I like to go along and observe things. But when I was suicidal 4 years ago, it was like being in Groundhog Day. It was horrific. And that's given me an enormous amount of empathy for other people, which I never had before. I lost lots of friends through a suicide, and I used to be very flippant about it, like, what a fucking waste of life, how stupid, but I'd be like that. And now I really don't. But God said to me very clearly, he said, firstly, he said, you've got a job to do. And then secondly, he said, or she, I don't know. And I don't care either. She or he said, I'm getting lost with the pronouns now, said, God's basically transgender, which is cool. He said, you've got to let go of everything. Are you willing to let go of everything? And I had this conversation where I was like, everything? Yeah, everything. And I was thinking my children. That was like at the end of the line, I didn't want to let go of them. But what I learned was that we have to be willing to let go of everything, which is a Taoist principle. It's not new. It's not a new idea. In order for those things to come back the way they should do, because basically the human race is out of tune. We are just vibrating at a distorted frequency. What the Lemurians call distorted light has affected the first light of creation, which is Ma. And we come in, and we all, us guys, everybody sort of our age and stuff, have come here deliberately for this time. And that's actually a wonderful thing. That gives me a huge amount of strength. So whenever I'm out of kilter, I remember these things, and then I laugh it off, and then I'll go for a walk in the woods, or I'll drink some Asia. I've got some amazing water here as well that really is really good. Water's key to all of this. So yeah, I hope that's answered your question with a slightly dodgy voice.
It was perfect. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. It really was. I know it was coming from the heart. I can feel it. And I'm sure everybody else here, you can feel that you are a true, genuine person that's worked through a lot. And that's what, I just had this conversation, if I could chime in about mine. I do read Akashic Records, and it comes from such a deep place to help humanity and help each individual shift. It's not one of those things that you could just get through in 2 hours. It's a lot of journaling, it's a lot of intention, and it's something that is so part of me that I came in here to do. And when I feel that somebody is there but not there, if you guys know what I mean, that they are, it's not as, I shouldn't say it's not serious. It's serious to them, but not enough to do the homework. I take that a little bit too much personally, but I know that's what I signed up for. But if I can help just one person out there to totally shift to get to the place that they need to get to, I'm happy about it. But that's what I'm here to do. And I love my work, and I do take it very seriously. So I know that I can be hard on myself at times, but I try to lighten it up. And that's when I get thrown off like that. That's what I have to do, is go back to let myself know that, yes, I'm in the presence of whomever, my higher self and guidance. And it's okay to be human.
It is. And that's what I think we're all doing, that in a different way. I call it frequency matching. So a lot of the people that, it's not about numbers. It's about just reaching the right people with the right frequency, with the right message at the right time. And that's all it is. And it's all like, life is like one big initiation ceremony. And the teacher appears when the student's ready, which is the frequency matching aspects of it. And we're all doing that. And I'm so proud to know these two and to meet you and all the incredible people that, I've just signed up to do the Truth Tour in America for 35 days in America, 19 cities, which is why I might not be able to make Orlando, Dani. But I need to work that out. I need to work. I really want to come to Orlando. I'm going to work it out. And I'm putting on a live event in Manchester in England, which just came together in the last 24 or 48 hours.
Nice. What's that?
I'm calling it Adventures in a Cosmic Suit Live.
Oh.
But the venue contacted me, and then I went, right, I know exactly who needs to be doing this. And then it just all came together. Tickets went on sale about 3 hours ago.
Fantastic.
In
Congratulations.
November. Yeah, it's not a big event. It's an event for all the UK people that and Irish people that want to come to something like that. Because I did the thing with Charlie Ward in I don't know, April, I think it was, or May, and that was amazing. I think the next step for this movement, or if you want to call it that, is live events, which is what Dani's doing, right? Which is what Charlie just did. The Truth Tour. Lewis Herms is doing that. The other guys, Clayton, and everyone. Getting people in a room cannot be underestimated how powerful that is when you get the people, because the frequency is like a burst of light. On a quantum level, it's just incredibly powerful, because they've had this whole thing about separation is their big thing, right? 6 feet apart. That's why they want us 6 feet apart, because they don't want us to connect. So I think the next thing is connection, physical connection, making love.
Self is so important. I think for me, it's a real time for the events are absolutely crucial, and I agree with that. It's so wonderful when you resonate with people and you're in person with people and you can give each other a hug and you're all there with the same intention is wonderful. But I think people need to also balance that as well with really taking joy and what are you doing in your day-to-day life. It's a bit like are you the type of person that lives for your annual holiday, or are you enjoying each and every day and making the most out of that? And I think bringing the synergy together with both of them is so important. I mean, your event is going to be absolutely incredible, Dani, in Florida. And hopefully as many people watch will go to that, because it's just going to be such a wonderful combination of, you know, like-minded people all there sharing the same intent. I'm sure yours will be, Mark, as well. But equally, if you can't attend one of those, it's really important to say, what am I doing day to day? And what are those, right back to the daily habits. You know, all of us are a big fan of gratitude. First thing I do in the morning, last thing I do at night. But it's not a task for me. It's like when you're learning to drive, you get taught to drive like this, and then once you drive, you go like that. Yes, if you're setting up new habits, you have to sort of consciously make time for them. But then the more you do it, the more it gets integrated into just your way of being, rather than a task that you tick off each day. So looking after your physical health, you know, exercise, being out in nature. We talk about connection. Well, what are you doing to connect at a local level as well? These things are so important, because I think a lot of us have, over the last however much of our lifetime, have thought that it's always like, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. But happiness and contentment and your spark of life is within you to carry that wherever you go.
So when you say a local level, you mean going within yourself, right?
I mean, both. Go within yourself, and also look about what you're doing with your local community. What actions are you as an individual taking on a daily basis to really maximize your journey that you're right here, right now? You know, if we all believe that we've chosen to be here, some people watching this will believe that and some people won't. But say if we believe that we've chosen to be here and that we manifest our own reality, we create our own reality, we are just energy, we're vibrating. Well, that's got to be the good, the bad, and the ugly. And what I love seeing is when people actually create their own reality every day. So it's wonderful to have this balance of things to look forward to, and, you know, sharing your energy with like-minded people, but also not forgetting that it's your day-to-day life that is really going to be what are you contributing really, and how are you really maximizing what you as an individual want to get out of your life, because that's going to be so different to everyone. And I think what a lot of people have learned over the last couple of years that's been really clear to them is it's the little things in life that matter. You know, it's those little daily things that really make a difference.
Yeah, definitely. I want to ask Dani this question next, and we'll go right around here with you guys. So there's so much, I don't know how to say it. We know we're in a shit show, right? And we are all here because we know that we like to pull people away from the television and all the misinformation and disinformation. I actually want to get a feel from you guys. Are you feeling like more people are joining there's more of this energy healing and understanding that we're not just, we're not in the matrix anymore, that we're stepping outside of that? What are your thoughts about, as you travel, like Mark travels and Dani travels quite a bit, and you're going to all these conferences. Are there different people there? Are there newer people there? Are there more people?
I think it's definitely shifting. What I am seeing, though, is still people with matrix thinking that feel they have to take a side. They have to pick a side. And they're getting very confused, and they're getting so easily hoodwinked by going, oh, here's something new over here. Let me go over here. And then over here goes, oh, yeah, but that's really bad over there. And what's bad over here, perceived by the new thing, is like, hang on, these are long-term veterans that have been standing, boots on the ground, leading, guiding as trailblazers. And then there's a new little shiny thing that is, so the people that are thinking, I have to pick a side. No, you don't. That's matrix thinking. That's coming in now. We are in the worst of this spiritual war. We are all being attacked and hoodwinked and dazzled and baffled and confused. And our journey, I feel, is not to go here or here. It's to look at everything. It's to go here. Feel this. Listen to this,
My new saying is observe, but don't absorb, because when you know that you have shifted, it's almost clear as day. And it's okay that you're seeing this as clear as day for your truth, for you. But it's not something that you have to regurgitate out to everybody by saying so-and-so. So people will, they want to follow the fairy dust and all that other stuff. That's their journey. And that's why I think Dani is saying, let them go about their journey. Mm-hmm. You're on a different journey. Everybody is on an individual basis. But in the long run, we're still all united. And we've all been there. Where were we 3 years ago? To say that the person is just waking up is not where we were 3 years ago. Are we going to judge them?
I definitely wasn't one of those. I've been awake since I was a tiny baby. I came born, right, Mark? Right. Born into this, born into it, born for it. And Mark, to your point, I've never told this story. When I was, I think, about 7 years old, I had this dream, but I was awake in the dream. And Jesus was standing in front of me and the fucking devil was coming for me. And I was so terrified and I stood my ground. I'm 55 now. That's a long time ago. But this dream was like it happened yesterday and it keeps coming back to me. In the dream, I stood my ground as a 7-year-old kid who'd been so tortured and tormented by demonics and dark energies and evil people in real life. And I stood there and I said, "Get thee behind me, Satan." And I shit you not, he stood and he hid behind Jesus. He hid behind Jesus. That's what happened. Go ahead, Mark.
He's muted.
You're muted.
Thank God. Keep him muted.
Yeah, that's probably.
It's me. If I had controls, yeah. Look, I wish.
No, I muted myself to cough earlier. So I said Satan went like this and ran behind Jesus.
Yeah.
That's what they do. That's what Satan does.
Yeah, but it's like stand up for the bully. Pussy Willow.
He looked scary, but if we really understood how powerful we were, nobody would be scared of anything.
That's why they try and mess with you. As a kid, that's why the children are targeted. Their light is targeted. That's why people at their parents, grandparents, if your kids are saying, "I'm scared to go to bed, there's something under the bed, something in the closet," don't shut them down like you were shut down. That is cruel. Look what happened to you. Look how messed up you are. Look what PTSD you might still be carrying from no one ever believing you. Be the superhero for your kids. Get in there, beat the crap out of the clothes in the closet, kick under the bed. Show your children that you believe them. Don't shut them down just because you were. It was the wrong way for us, for our parents and their parents. Now we step in the light. Now we bring everyone together. That's how I feel about that subject.
I love it. I love the energy. I know where you're coming from. You're just a beautiful soul, Dani. And one thing I do want to say is this is a homework assignment for everybody out there listening. Are you afraid of your own power, coming into your own self-empowerment? Think about that one. What are you afraid of to come into your true self? Catherine, take it away.
What, coming into our true self?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's so important. It gets easier as you get older. For me, it definitely gets easier as I get older. I have no desire to go back to being a teenager at all.
Oh, God, no.
Mentally, I'm regressing, but physically... But I think the thing is, it's like everyone's got different journeys and we've all got to respect how we need to approach these things, because what works for me isn't necessarily going to work for other people. That's why I love people like Joe Dispenza. I'm like, you don't have to hit rock bottom to learn your lesson. But if you do hit rock bottom, that's fine. You can still learn your lesson. There's loads of different ways to get to the same place. And I think the thing is, so long as you're constantly looking at yourself with a kind heart and looking at others with a kind heart and saying, what is my lesson? How am I going to get there? Is life working for me or not? And I think one of the things that I've noticed a lot of that I've really stepped away from is look at who you're spending time with, look at what you're listening to. We've all slagged off the mainstream media and then we can get addicted to other things that lower our vibration. If you're listening to someone or reading a book or interacting with someone and you come away feeling empowered, then you do you. What your friend feels about it is their lesson, not your lesson. So in terms of what I do, I'm really, really good, because I've been studying a lot of this for such a long while now, about making conscious decisions today that my tomorrow self will thank me for. So on the nutrition, on the lifestyle, about who I surround myself with. But also I'm really confident to actually share honest feedback with people, because there's one thing I can't bear is inauthenticity. So you guys will both know that I would say it, but it's how you say it. Are you saying it to from a place of compassion, understanding, and not needing other people to agree to you? So your boundaries are so important, and no one else can set those for you. So the other thing I would like to say is, when people look at it, I do think, I strongly believe, the older I get, it's those little decisions you make on a daily basis that are setting you up for success or setting you up for a downer. So you all want to have a bit of fun. I'm sitting here with my glass of wine, but am I, I won't sit there and drink a glass of wine if I'm feeling down, because I know it's not going to serve me. I'll sit there and have a glass of wine when I'm feeling up. I'm getting myself in a state where I can look after myself physically.
Sorry, who's feeling you up?
That depends on where I've gone in my dreams, you see. Where I decide to have to travel to tonight. I've woken up with all
I know where it is. It's MI6 headquarters. That's where it is.
Yeah, I heard he's single right now, Daniel Craig. Does your husband know about this?
Mark knows all about it. He knows all about it.
He's quite happy to. But yeah, so I think in terms of what it's doing, I think it's just about getting to know yourself. There's a saying, I'm not a Bible fan, but know yourself is so important. It comes up. And when you realize that everything is just your opinion, just your point of view, then for me, everything shifts around it. And the other thing I would say is, we are mirrors. We are mirrors, folks, whether we like it or not. Sometimes we don't want to be. But if there's things in your life, if you're attracting narcissists, if you're attracting people who are putting you down, if you're not moving forward into your life. I did a lovely show, which you'll publish later, with an amazing lady in Australia who's an expert in sacred geometry. And, we were talking a lot about the flower of life. Yeah, exactly. That's what the whole show is on. That's going up tonight. Because when you're caught in that wheel, don't beat yourself up about it. But when you recognize you're caught in that wheel, you recognize you're not going to move on to what you want to attract or manifest or create in your life until you've learned the lesson that you're meant to learn. So have fun with it. We, all four of us, we're going to have fun with it. Doesn't mean we don't have dark times, but what we've done is we've created a lot of tools in our toolkits to shift us through those. And one thing I'm never, ever, ever going to be is a victim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I talk about archetypes all the time. We come in with 4 archetypes, right? The saboteur, the victim, the child archetypes. But if we don't know, if we haven't learned,
you missed an archetype, Janine.
I did.
Yeah, the really handsome poet archetype.
Or the alcoholic.
But we have all those archetypes to learn from, right? We come in with them, and the victim is a number one. Either you're going to play the victim, or you're going to protect yourself from becoming a victim, right?
I just want to. There's a few people in the chat. I don't want to mess your YouTube channel up. I just want to give them a message.
Yeah.
I'll just keep that really quick and quiet.
Yeah.
There's people in there talking about wearing these. I'm like, what?
Oh, come on.
No.
Come on. Knock it off.
Come on. What are you doing?
Honestly, to stop shaming people. We can't sit there. Honestly, guys, I'm going to slap you both really hard and borrow Dani's fart gun. But, if we're going to let people be on their own journey, we need to let them be on their own journey.
Yeah, but we also need to tell them the truth.
I agree.
Well, they've been on their own truth. They've been on their own truth.
Yeah. Here's what I say. We know that we can harm Janine's channel by putting shit like that, right? People aren't stupid. They know the words. So when someone's doing that live, to me, that's potentially harming Janine's channel that she just lost. That's one reason.
Well, no, when they put the words in, yes.
Yeah.
In the comments. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, I didn't see that.
But I just think, I just think.
No, I agree with you, Catherine.
Yeah, everyone's on their journey.
I just saw these things and people would go, and I was like, what?
I know I saw them, but it's whether you're attracted to them, and we don't have to react to them, I
didn't see it because I need my glasses, but again,
that's why I had to put mine on. The chat's so small for me. I'm
going to protect Janine, our girl, who's invited us on her channel, and she's taking a chance with 3 big-mouthed passionate, broadcasters. Thank you, Janine, again.
Oh, you're welcome so much. So, okay, so we kind of talked about a lot of different things, and I just want to, oh gosh, where do we go from here, right? So we know Mark's got a lot of things that in the pipeline right now. You're going to be very busy, especially if you're coming over to the United States here. We have October that I know that I'm looking forward to. I will definitely be there. And Catherine, what do you have coming up in the pipeline for you?
I've got really exciting. I'm just launching a podcast, so not on YouTube, actually on the podcast channels. So I've been putting a lot into work into that, and I've also got some really great courses coming up on all sorts of things. A lot to do with animal health, what our animals can teach us, but also to do with tools and techniques, collaborating with other people. To really give them options, because everyone's going to have a different thing that they're drawn to at different times. So all of us are very into, I'm a health coach for animals and humans, but what I really do is I work with humans or animals of any species to remove blockages in ways that resonate with them. So the podcast's exciting, the courses is exciting, and really what I'm doing is just continuing to enjoy learning and expanding my consciousness into areas that I don't know a lot about, so that I can keep moving forward really and enjoying life. And I'm really enjoying it at the moment. I'm really enjoying it, because there's so much out there, and I've been a person that hasn't particularly liked humans very much.
No, really?
I try to, and then you look at sort of some of our accountability to what we do to, I'm not talking about global warming, but I'm talking about some of the other disrespect that we show to each other, to other species, and to Mother Nature, and I just despair. So what I'm trying to do is sort of say, right, let's not spend my time in that energy, which I used to when I was younger, about worrying about what's wrong. Let's really put my energy into, and what are the options for people?
Yeah.
Can I interrupt? Can I just say, there was that funny woman gone. There's a woman in the chat that made me laugh. Brianna Arnold. She says, this chat has snacks and a smoking section.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. I like that.
Brilliant. That did make me chuckle inside, Brianna Arnold. Well done. Yeah. And that wasn't so long ago, was it? All the smoking sections everywhere, on the planes, trains, in the cinema.
Oh, it was so funny. Yeah, we can all remember that.
Oh. Marky Mark. Amazing. I would love to talk a bit about the most incredible conference ever known on planet Earth that's happening, and the incredible variety of people that will be there. They've all been hand selected because of their long-term proven mastery in their subject. There's been many people that have come and supported them, and these people also have friends, which is always a tell, you know what I mean? Like us four, any one of us could talk about any one of us because we're friends, off camera, which is wonderful. And we stand in solidarity and support with each other. I love that. And so some of the people coming are some of the greatest, in my opinion, and others, shamans, ancient druids, ancient people who've been in families who have had their ancestry passed on orally to some regard. Now, one of the people coming is Chase Ionise, and with him, he brings the Lakota, the Cheyenne, the Sioux, the Chippewa, the Apache. There are so many tribes that this man can bring with him, because in the tribal system, this man, Chase Ionise, helps other tribes get their point across, protects them from their water being taken. There he is right now with the orange and the red there. He's a beautiful man. The man above him, his name is Ketsa Shah. I'm interviewing him on my channel next week. He does not speak English very well. We kind of giggle and laugh at each other, and there'll be a translator. He is a Mayan from the Mayas, a Mayan ancient elder, and I've been to Chichen Itza with him. We can see Laura Eisenhower there. A lot of people love her and know her. She's she is the great-granddaughter of Dwight Eisenhower. What we're doing in this conference for her also is she's standing on stage to be exonerated by the audience, but also exonerating the history, the lies of her great-grandfather. You can just about see Tony Rodriguez there, the red jumper. He was sold off into a satanic family, into a military Earth program. His story is mind-blowing. And at the top are my 3 favorites. Well, I love them all. That's actually not fair that I just said that I love them all. But I've said to myself, if the 3 top people who I consider to be the best and the most trusted on our planet will come together in their long-term veteran, truth and books and from the 90s, from 30 years ago, etc., and longer. If those 3 say yes, then everybody else will come. And that's exactly what happened. And it's just such an exciting event. It's the first and the biggest of its kind in the planet on disclosure. We're bringing galactic information and chants and systems and music and vibratory resonance with the Earth. And we're bringing some of the most ancient sounds that were never heard because they went underground, because they were forced underground. So we're bringing about a certain balance in this beautiful quest of the galactic and spiritual informers.com too. Get your tickets today. They go up today.
I think it's amazing you're running that event, and it's kind of a truth UFO, not a wet dream,
Oh.
All the people, well, it's probably the wrong word to use, but you know what I mean. It's like the kind of thing that I just dreamt about going to years ago, and only you could do it. It's just amazing. I think you're doing amazing stuff.
Thank you.
It's
for
going to be
everyone.
such a wonderful atmosphere there. It's just going to be a wonderful combination of learning and fun and support. It's going to be amazing.
I'd like to, so there's 3 things going on here. Firstly, you're getting attacked, Janine, by you can see that in the chat, right?
No, I can't. If any of the moderators are out there, I don't know if they're still there or not.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
Adult dating stuff, and that happens to me when you're vibrating at the right frequency and you're over the target. They throw this at you. The other thing I'd like, if I may, one of the people Dani's got at this event in Orlando is a guy called Huna Flash. I don't know if you've come across Huna Flash. Huna Flash is a Lemurian king. Lemuria is one of the ancient. It goes way back, right? And I did some dragon riding with him not so long ago in Ireland, and it was profound. And I want everybody to understand how profound it is when you have certain words and sounds like ha, ma, ka, wa, ta, he. These words, as soon as I do it now, it unlocks stuff, right? Because energetically, the universe is a sound wave. It's built on a sound wave. And because Dani just showed that website, can I play a poem?
Yes.
Please, miss.
And I just want to say before you go there, darling, that Huna Flash, who we all know, and all 3 of us English have met him in person, and I adore him. He's going to be in Mongolia and India now during the time of the conference, unfortunately, guys. So he will not be there. Yeah, I know. He will not be there. I'm going to try and zoom him in, but just so you know, he's not going to be there in person. At the beginning, he said, put me on the last day and I'll see if I can work around the date. So we always knew there might be a little, anti-father issue, but he'll be in Mongolia, but we'll still try. I don't want people to come thinking, oh, God, I was only coming for him. You know what I mean?
Fair play.
Yeah. But he's a good guy.
Mark, did you want me to go back to your YouTube channel or something? Or
no. I've got the video file. It'll play a lot better. But I just wanted your audience, to understand. I'm a poet. That's primarily what I think of myself as. I interview people. I teach business. I do lots of things. But really, when I'm on my deathbed, I'm going to say I was a poet.
And a very good one.
Thank you. And when I just want to back up what Dani was saying. There's so much to learn from the ancients, right? Because they had all the knowledge, and this knowledge has been passed on orally over thousands, millions of years, right? And it's really, really important to start looking into it if you don't know anything about it, and just go and see people like Alex Collier and experiences like that, because there's so much to learn that is way beyond most people's experience. I mean, even last night, I was looking at a ship literally over there that was huge, and it was like a line of red lights, 2 lines of red lights, a bit like the Enterprise. Like you had the body there, and then the back bit there, and you could only see it from certain angles. So you could see it from here, and if you moved your head here, it disappeared.
Oh.
And there's just so many interesting. And I see ships every night. I can call them in. It's incredible. And we've all got this. Well, most of the humans with souls have this ability, and it's all to do with frequency. So frequency is what Tesla said. Think about the universe in terms of 369. Think of it in terms of frequency and energy. And I don't, I know, like the girl said, none of us did this to get famous, to have likes, to followers. It's nothing to do with that. It's to do with just holding people's hands through this process, because it's not an easy process. And some of us can handle the information better than others. When I post stuff up about SRA, some people freak out on my Telegram channel because they just don't want to face it. But the thing is, we've got to face all of this stuff, because the Hopi prophecy said the eagle and the condor have to come together. And when they've come together, we move forward through it. That is the dark and the light. We have to process both sides of this in order to become the rainbow children, or the golden age, whatever you want to call it. That's where we're at. So I just wanted to share one short poem, if that's all right, Janine.
Yes, please do.
So I'll dig this one up. Won't take me a second. He says, oh, this always happens. I say it won't take a second, then I grab it. Oh, there it is. Got it. I think you have to share it. There and back again. Ma ha ka wa ta he. He ta wa ka ha ma. There and back again. Do you see? Multi-dimensional beings are we. From the energy of the first lights, through the calendar of the light of days, with the veil down, we were in a haze. 1 to 10 and back again. In the darkness we held each other tightly until the light came. The dragon blood, the Taki, the Akashic potentiality. At the speed of memory, we came, there and back again. From the I am to the we are, we came far, there and back again. There you go. That's back when I had a voice.
That's fantastic. Let me stop sharing this one here. And let's see. I'm just going to, oops, I want to remove that one, right? Oh, well, it's in there. So thank you so much for sharing. That was beautiful, actually. I really enjoyed that one. You have more of those coming out, Mark?
I've got hundreds of them. Go to the markattwoodshow.com. There's a whole section of poetry, and all my shows, like 300 plus hours of shows and 30 plus poems, I think. Yeah, I've been busy.
Yes. And Catherine, I'm not sure if we asked this of you already, may have already gone around. Is there anything special that you want to share with anyone here? You haven't been on this channel for a while. I can't remember the last time it was, but I'm glad that you're back.
I've been so busy, again, YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, so behind uploading things, and on my websites as well. And I just wanted to share, we all know good things are happening, and we all know that we're a part of that. So none of this resting on our laurels. And in my opinion, in my world, through my glasses, none of this resting on your backsides and doing nothing. You've all got a part to play. Every single person's got a part to play, whatever that looks like for you. And for me, all it looks like is people working with themselves to be as happy and leading from the heart as possible, and really respecting everything and anything around themselves.
Yes, that is so true. But also, too, the light workers need to give themselves a break, right?
Yeah.
From time to time. I mean, that's the one thing we're always telling people: go, do, push. Try to find your true self. And then I think I go to the other extreme where I just want to go out and have a drink with some of my husband's friends and not even talk about it. Some of them don't even know what I do, and if they do ask, that I was like, I don't want to go into it.
That's really important to do that, Janine. It really is.
Yeah. It is. It's and you know what? I'm starting to like alcohol again.
Join the club.
Yeah, okay, I'm joining Catherine's club.
Do what works for you. That's the thing. I mean, I used to get, we joke about, oh, you're muted. Dani's muted. That's so funny. Who did that?
Oh, I can't unmute her.
Well, I'll mute you. Is it you, Dani?
Okay, that is not funny, Catherine Edwards. I would say loads of really important things then, though.
I didn't do it, honestly.
To Mark, what Mark said, like, guys out there, everyone, spiritual hygiene. It doesn't matter. People say, God, what's my mission? Your mission is to love on you. Did you bounce our boyfriend out the chat?
I did because I was trying to get rid of his video out of there, and now I lost it. I kicked him. It said kick out, and I was trying to kick his video out. Mark, come back.
He can probably come back in, right? Or you can send him
There
another
he
message. There he goes. Darling, we missed you.
What happened?
Puppet.
That was
Yeah.
weird.
He told me to do it.
Get rid of him. Cut him out.
Oh my God.
So back to spiritual hygiene for everyone out there. Let's just, like, for God's sake, every single person is having a hard time in some regard, without exception.
Get some of this for your spirit.
Oh my word. But, you know, do things like literally open your kitchen drawer and clean it out. Just do that.
Yeah.
Just do that. Stop
Wipe your
trying
ass
to
properly.
save the
That's
world.
what
Wipe
you
your
do.
ass properly. Wash your hands after. You know, do something small. Stop trying to everyone save the world or be the next greatest speaker and the, you know, Captain America and the princess of the world and the queen of the fairies. Chill out. Love you. Look at everything. What resonates with you? Who are you? How are you in this journey that we're on? You know, let's not be heroes out there. That's boring.
Yeah, you know, just like the laughter that everybody's saying that they're enjoying on here. That's what we've got to get back to that, even with everyone, and you know, specifically me. I want to laugh.
Sorry? I didn't hear what you said.
The true test is me laughing with my husband in not being so damn serious all the time about it.
Right.
It really is. Okay, so I think we're coming up with like a little bit over an hour, and I just kind of want to get your last thoughts and words or whatever it is that you want to share with anybody here. And I sure hope that you guys do come back again. Gosh, this was so much fun. You know, you guys are my medicine. You really are. Catherine, do you want to say anything else?
Thank you so much for inviting us, and I absolutely love the mission that you've got with your new channel. I think that resonates with you so well, Janine. Yeah. And I think, as I said, just the same again, have fun, do what resonates with you, and if you're like me and that can change 50 times in a day, then go with it. You know, the decisions you're making today, it's a real cliche about being the present moment, but when you're really in the present moment and focused on what you're doing, you can't be worrying about the future. You can't be stressing about what you did in the past. And you know, if there's one thing our lovely animals teach us, just stop overcomplicating it, you know. And so I think everything that everyone said today, just look after yourself, but look after yourself and feel sometimes the best medicine is to go and do something wonderful for someone or something else.
What about for the animals? I want to just ask you this one other question. Now, I'm watching my animals.
Sorry, that's not my website. Can somebody take that down? That's not the website.
Okay, sorry about that. Somebody thought they heard that. Okay, do you want to tell everyone what your website is before I finish up with Catherine?
Sorry, Janine. It's themarkattwoodshow.com.
Okay,
What's
the moderator.
that doing on screen? What's that doing on screen?
Oh, shit. I don't know.
Where did it back in your system?
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, if moderators, if you could see these, could you just block them? Don't even give them a chance to breathe. Just get rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kill those fuckers.
Get rid of them.
As the British would say, off with their heads.
Off with their heads.
Off with their testicles.
Do a really good one of that. That's the best thing. Let's embrace the joy of being able to delete and block people on social media.
Yeah.
If you're putting that energy out there, you're not going to be here. end. I've heard you say about your conference, Dani. If you're a miserable, moany mini, then don't come.
Yeah, you're not invited. Your
Yeah.
vibe is too
No,
low. Your frequency key is not going to let you in the door.
And
Okay?
nor will the fart gun.
Here to
No,
the
you can get
front.
in free with one of them.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
So I want to make an announcement here. Anybody that is going to Orlando, please bring a fart gun with you.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Then you could do a video of the biggest fart gun thing in history on TikTok. It'll go viral. Boom.
Holy
It will help
God.
with the wake up. How did you wake up the world, Dani, with a fart gun?
Oh, dear. Oh, I don't know how I got
Well,
so labeled
thank
with
you so
that,
much.
but-
And Catherine, I do want to give you an open invitation to come on to the energy healing and teaching. I would love to have you on that channel. It's just new. I think I got about 1,000 people. I felt that I was driven to do that, to separate, because Turn the Page was more like news and everything else. It was a cornucopia of stuff. I wasn't focused, and this will give me the focus, and I would love to have your energy in there.
Absolutely. Anytime, just ask and I'll be there. So,
okay. Mark, I know that you mentioned earlier that you've got a lot of things lined up. You're going on the Truther Tour. What else do you have going on that you may not have shared?
Is that not enough, Janine? Jesus Christ.
I know. I want to say, how the hell are you doing it?
I don't fucking know. It's just like, I mean, it's weird. You know, people say that to me all the time. How are you doing? You got 5 kids, you're doing tours, you've got a YouTube channel, you've got a business. I'm like, I don't know. I just get up every morning and I do what I've got to do. And I want to tell everybody, just follow this. Be creative, right?
what, your hairy chest?
Yeah. That's not hairy. Come on. Look, I've got the Irish farmer tan there. Look.
If both Mark,
Oh, make it stop!
I don't want to see nipples. I'm sorry.
okay, Dani, you go next.
Your turn, Dani.
I'm not going to reveal my chest, but what I would say is to everybody out there, you know, it is bumpy, guys. It is bumpy, my darlings. It really is, you know, for all of us. And we're going to keep hitting walls here and there and be okay with it. You know, be like butter, just melt through the wall. Just, you know, we are the only ones who can decide how someone makes us feel. They can try and make you feel some kind of way or think some kind of way, but really they don't have that power. They never did, just like your mum and dad never did. Remember that? When you were a teenager, your mum and dad are going blah, 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 and you're like, blah, blah, blah. You went ahead and did it anyway, didn't you? Didn't you? Okay, so same kind of psychology applies. You do you. You stand strong with you. Oh, you made me feel like this. No one did. Stop being a victim, a martyr, and a narcissist. It's really helpful. I'm speaking from experience. That's why I can say that. I'm a qualified therapist. I'll see you one-to-one if you want. I'm a spiritual guider too. I'll see you one-to-one if you want. But don't put yourself in front of me if all you're going to do is moan and complain about what this person did and what that person did. If you want to do the work and you want to love yourself into the fullness of your actual, true, real-life beauty, I'm the girl for you. I'm your bitch. I'll see you on the battlefield.
Yes, definitely, Mark. Do not consent. Well, if any of you have anything else, but this was beautiful. I loved it. And you know what you guys brought to me was the joy and the laughter. And I started out doing those shows, and then somewhere along the line, they became very serious. And we don't need to be serious about this stuff. It's a shit show, you guys. It's circus on television, and you've got to remember that. And pretty soon you'll be able to see right through it, because that's what our main goal is for your discernment. Everybody says use your own discernment. Your own discernment is being able to be able to see, like Batman or whatever superhero, if you will. And that's what we're doing, is we're picking up all those characteristics of all those superheroes, and we're turning it back on them, right?
As Hannibal Lecter said, I love it when a plan comes together.
Oh my God.
Hang on. That's not Hannibal Lecter. I got that wrong.
It was.
I truly hope that Mark and Catherine can make it in Orlando. That'll be such a blast. Oh my God.
I know, no, my liver can't take it.
Oh, you know, Dr. Christiane Northrup's going to be in the audience too.
Love her.
Love her.
Amazing. Legend.
Yeah,
I can phone her up and do my fart gun down the phone. She thinks it's hilarious.
It is.
Yeah.
one of those things that the laughter is always there, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's a test from God. If you don't find farts funny, you're fucking dead. You're evil.
Yeah, but even sitting on a leather seat when it sounds like you've accidentally fluffed, but you really haven't. You know, it's just the sound of it, isn't it?
It's genius. God invented your ass to fart for a reason. To weed
That's
out all the
why
sickness.
you want to listen to my nutrition advice, not Mark's. I'll just leave it there.
Oh, that's right, because Catherine's nutrition involves a lot of farting. Mine, very little.
Doesn't. He's stayed there, folks. I can vouch that's not true. But anyway, and Dani's the fart gun queen anyway. No one quite does the fart gun like Dani.
No, nobody does. We all have our own fart guns in our own little way.
Yeah, it's called an arsehole. The current president of America is a fart gun.
Oh,
Yes, everyone
In fact,
has
the last
an
50 presidents of America, apart from JFK, are fart guns.
Right, I'm going to have to love and leave you guys.
Okay, thank you all of you so much,
Thank
Dani.
you so much, Janine. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Bye-bye.
love you,
Bye-bye now.
Catherine.
Thank you,
Bye, y'all.
everyone.
Bye. Aww.
And we're going to say goodbye also too. So thank you so much, Mark. I am so honored that you finally have found your home here on Turn the Page, and I hope to see you out on the road soon too.
Well, I just want to thank you for doing what you're doing, because you're doing amazing stuff, and it's all frequency matching, and you've found a crowd, and you're doing so many great things for them, and they're great as well. And I've looked through your channel and seen the comments, and thank you to everybody watching. Thank you for allowing me to share this time with Dani and Catherine, who are two of the most amazing women ever. And it's just great to meet you, Janine. So thank you very much.
Thank you, and I hope that I'm not sure if I'm going to catch any of those truth tours. I was on the one in Vegas there. They're awesome, and it looks like the second time around it'll be a lot of different speakers there. So good luck to you in all your travels. Same thing with Dani. Good luck to you, and I can't wait to meet you in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I finally get hooked up with my sister.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can't
Love
wait.
you, love you guys.
Love you
Good
too.
night.
Love you, Mark. Love you guys out there.
Love you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.